lot of urgency, a lot of importance, a lot of intensity. All packed into week 2. And a touchback will bring Maryland's first offensive series of the day, going up against a Spartan defense that came up in the big moments a week ago against Florida Atlantic. They're trying to run it into the teeth of that defense on the very first play. Maryland finished week 1 first in total offense amongst Big Ten teams. Go to the ground with a little deception here. Roman Hemby getting the carry. He had 66 yards on the ground last week. Empty backfield look. They set up the screen. This was really lucrative last week for Maryland. Those screen plays out of the edge. The perimeter to be so key today. And look at the go-to, Ty Felton. Bring Octavian Smith over in motion this time. Go to the opposite side, but to the same target. In Ty Felton once again. So early on, seeing the imprints of the identity of what Maryland wants to accomplish is just get the ball in the hands of their playmakers as Angelo Gross makes that tackle. So the linebacker core for Michigan State is the strength. They're going to get tested here downfield. Out of the reach, could have been 6. They wanted Caden Prather. 3rd and 2. So go to those screens the last time. Opts to run it. This time got met by the Michigan State defense. Cal Halliday grabbed a hold of him from the ankles as they went to Hemby. See where they spot it. It is enough for the first down. Go to the ground this time and bring in Nolan Ray. Exciting young back. Brings up 2nd and 8. Billy Edwards 4-0 as a starter for Maryland. He'll pull it here. His second deep shot in the corner. Down the sideline and once again out of the reach of his intended target. Just barely. It was Ty Felton trying to catch up to that one. No, 3rd and 8. Third down in the opening series. Edwards evading tackle, shovels it dangerously. It was snatched out of the air. Then pushing the pile here, trying to get this first down. See if they got it. I think they did, and after all of that, Michigan State sideline vehemently coming out on the field. And now the refs are trying to push it back to their sideline, saying they didn't make the first down. But they do say Dylan Wade is one of the most athletic guys in the team, and it showed up there. Go back to the ground on first down as they have on this opening series. That's been an interesting one already to this point. Able to step up confidently in the pocket, flips it out to his running back out of the backfield. It is Ray, tackled there by Charles Brentley out on the edge. Brings up another 3rd down though. Screen game set up again. We have seen this because it's working right now with Ty Felton. And they're 4 of 4 on 3rd down so far. Fresh set of downs. One-on-one coverage again. He wants Prather! Leaping out, couldn't make the catch. Working against Charles Brentley that time.
Well, last week it was the Michigan State offense that had all the air yards with their passing attack. But Maryland is seeing one-on-one coverage, snap after snap on the outside. This is secondary for the Spartans.
Number 0, 15-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. Automatic. First down.
Maryland moving with a little tempo right now as well. A statement there from the Michigan State defensive line. 2nd down here. Set up shop in the red zone now. Neither team liked their red zone performance a week ago. One-on-one again. This time it might be successful. It is! Ty Felton, touchdown! Jack Howes will come out for the extra point. A lengthy drive to begin this conference opener for Maryland. And the extra point is good. Well, Howes will boot it away. Michigan State trying to set up their offense in position to answer back here. And they won't have great field position as that special teams unit for Maryland comes up big. Back at the 15. So Aiden Childs trots out for the first time. Did not love his performance a week ago. He was really critical of himself. Wants to improve this week. His offensive coordinator, Brian Lindgren, was showing him videos and history of past QBs who had rough first starts. You include Peyton Manning in there. John Elway was another one that he showed him. But reiterated that this team is behind you. It's a learning process. Just 18 years old right now and making his first Big Ten Conference game start. Try to get him going early with the screen to Montori Foster, his top receiver. Threw for 114 yards, did have a rushing touchdown. Nice opening play for the Spartans to make it 2nd and short. They'll fake it. They want to create pass plays off the run. That is deflected in and out of the hands of Jerron Glover, who would have loved to have that one back. 3rd down. Quick throw to the sideline, and that is caught and hauled in by the freshman, Nick Marsh. There are multiple flags that come flying out.
It's a nice ball from the young quarterback.
Our referee, Jerry McGinn, set to make this call. It'll be an important one.
Into the play. Personal foul. Defense, number 20, unnecessary roughness. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Marsh had a great fall camp, and with Alante Brown out with injury for the foreseeable future, Marsh will be a big piece of this Michigan State offense. They go to Jerron Glover this time on the sideline. Michigan State on the plus side of the 50 now after the penalty and a couple of positive plays. Here's a positive play for Nate Carter. Broke to the 2nd level, and he sets up Michigan State in the red zone. No easing into this game, man. We're off and running out with the offenses. Adjustment for Childs at the line. They'll go back to the ground game, back to Nate Carter powering his way inside of the 10. The experienced back, who along with K-Ron Lynch-Adams, they kind of complement the young QB so well. They've got Carter in the backfield again. It's Velling in motion. They were looking Velling's direction, go the opposite way. Childs to the end zone, out of the reach of Montorie Foster. And speaking of Oregon State, and one player who they had success in the red zone with in particular there was Jack Velling, who transferred over with Aiden Childs and the center, Tanner Miller. 3rd and 4. Childs to the end zone again in a crossing route, and that is caught. Montorie Foster, Michigan State answers right back. Now get back to Jonathan Kim trying to tack on this extra point to tie up the game. He does just that. Tuned in for this one. It's been a fun start. Both teams exchanging long opening drives. Maryland's was 75 yards. Michigan State's was 84. They both resulted in touchdowns. And now back comes out the Maryland offense. That Maryland O-line that Roman Hemby is running behind. It is entirely reconstructed. 5 new guys up front, protecting Billy Edwards. Their starting QB hands it off to Prather. Got blocks set up on the edge. Got cut down quickly, though. Coming out to make the play was Charles Brantley. Edwards in this offense took some deep shots in the opening drive. They check it down underneath this time. Darius Snow made the tackle. Good pocket for Edwards. Crossing route complete. Make it 5 for 5 on 3rd down today. Maybe an X factor for this Maryland offense this year. Back to the ground, looking for the edge is Hemby. Broke through a couple of tackles. We were telling each other before the game, man, we think Michigan State, they're going to have the tackling game of their life. You have to be stout tackling out in the perimeter today against Maryland.
The way you fit blocks matters so much, and then certainly when you actually finish for tackles, a big part of the storyline for this Spartan defense.
Offense, number 16, 10-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. Remains 1st down.
Brings Maryland 1st and 20 now. They're trying to get a lot of that yardage back here, squeezing it into a tight window. Leaping up defensively was Charles Brantley that time. Faced with 2nd and 20 now, to the air again, incomplete. Again, he's looking for the touchdown target on the last drive, Ty Felton. Quick snap, set up screens. It's Wade again, the tight end, hit promptly there by Wayne Matthews, who's back in his home state. Largo, Maryland native. Got a ton of family here. He's their honorary captain for today. You see Wade a little slow to get up, but a big day for Wayne Matthews with a ton of family and friends here. The first time we'll see Bryce McPherson, the transfer from Notre Dame, new punter for Maryland. And it is Monterey Foster back to return. Fair catch at about the 18. Entertaining first quarter. Need a shoulder to lean on today, I'm here for you, as always.
You might want to keep your distance, actually.
You've already told me that once or twice today. Yeah, good. Speaking of the trenches up here in the booth and downstairs in the field. Maryland D-line winning that battle. Childs, pocket breaks down. Phillips chasing after him. Childs will just get this one away. That ball was caught by Trader, but out of bounds. MSU backed up in front of a lot of Maryland fans with noise in their ears. They go over the middle. That is intercepted. It's Glendon Miller. Back-to-back weeks with the Glendon Miller interception. And he sets up Maryland inside of the red zone. Their ball hawk in the secondary continues to do it big. The offense takes over in the red zone, looking for the edge and trying to cut it back inside. There was Ray, who had his first career touchdown a week ago.
It's like Kylan Mills type speed.
Yes. Nolan Ray went to their camp, and that the staff, when they were recruiting him, noticed just how explosive he was. Stuck with him through the recruiting process. It has more than paid off. First and goal now. Going back, it's Billy Edwards this time into the end zone. He goes.
Michigan State defense, they did everything they could to just sort of bear down on the inside between the tackle box.
Only took 2 plays, 17 yards. There's Jack Velling. He said last week, we won, but it didn't quite feel right. It was a 16-10 win over Florida Atlantic. Flag goes flying. Childs back to the air. Once Velling, who had to adjust his body. Beautiful catch, but will it stand is the next question here.
Legal formation. Offense, number 66 is lined up in the backfield. 5-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. Remains first down.
Jonathan Smith, his first Big Ten game as Michigan State's head coach. First road trip as well. Everyone kind of learning the little details on the fly together with a lot of new faces. Back to the air, a quick dart this time, and that is caught. They get a couple of yards. It's Velling, so they go back to him. Well, 14-7, Mike Loxley's crew is in front.
Coach, your staff said getting quarterback Aiden Childs into a rhythm was a big focus early in this one. He was throwing the ball well outside of that interception. What was your evaluation?
Well, in the interception, I actually think he's going to a decent spot. It just took off on him. He's got to get his feet set so he'd be accurate on those throws. So been pleased in general. Obviously, we don't want to give him the ball like that. Defensively, making them earn it. We put a couple of drives. Yeah, they scored on the first one. We got off the field, and then we give them the ball on the 15. Obviously, we want to tighten that up.
Thanks, Coach.
Childs, a captain. You see the C on his jersey at just 18 years old. 3 of the 5 Michigan State captains are transfers this year. Powering through that left side. Hippolyte finally able to bring down K'Ron Lynch. 2nd and 2, second time on the plus side of the 50. Velling gives Childs a block, and he wants it all with Foster downfield. Couldn't quite connect with him. It brings up 3rd and 2. And in a spot of the field where you definitely want to get this. Childs trying to get there. We'll see where they mark it. Forward progress looks to be a first down. Oh, what a spin move from Lynch Adams, but then ran into a lot of trouble in the form of several red jerseys on the opposite side. Caleb Wheatland was there. Childs gets rid of it to Marsh, his freshman receiver, the 4-star recruit. His second catch of the day over on the sidelines will set up 3rd and manageable here. They'll try to run it here, pick up the 4, maybe more. On the outside, they are going to get more. K'Ron Lynch Adams, an authoritative ending to that run. Face to face with Glendon Miller on the sideline. He picks up 16. Childs to the end zone for Velling, incomplete. No flag flying there. Go to Nate Carter, bumps off the initial man, wants the edge, wants a little more. Just a good job to make something out of what was initially looking like nothing there for Nate Carter, who Looks like there is a flag on that far side of the field.
Late flag comes in.
Yeah, pretty close to where the tackle was made, too.
Personal foul. Illegal blindside block. Offense, number 74. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Remains second down.
We weren't quite sure who would take that right guard role. Could be a somewhat of a revolving door today. 2nd and 23. Deep shot for the end zone. Touchdown! They get it all back. Jerron Glover, a chance to tie the game with the extra point. Jonathan Kim will come out for the extra point, a big one. It goes through to tie this game up at 14 apiece. Jonathan Kim will kick it off. Braden Wisloski will take it out. A little hesitation there, then got cut down at the 10. Kind of hesitated. Marsh was back to make that tackle. There's a flag. Willie brings him down, and we'll see what this flag is. Multiple flags out there.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both on the return team. Holding, return team number 41. Penalties decline. Personal foul, illegal blindside block. Return team number 17. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. First down.
And one of my favorite parts of week 1 was seeing all the videos of Dubs, the Husky, out in Seattle. I mean, just as cute as can be, trotting around.
So I take it you're a dog person?
I am. Huskies in my favorite territory. Samoyeds are my personal favorite.
Yeah.
Large, fluffy. Could be in that category, but aren't. They're from Siberia. Fun fact.
It's not really Girl Scout cooking time of year yet, though. So what now?
You didn't have to go there.
I've never heard of that term. I don't know what you mean.
Hemby gets up near the 20-yard line. This time they bring in Colby McDonald, who got some time last week as well. Let's go down to Kylan.
Offensive coordinator Josh Gaddis says one thing that stands out about quarterback Billy Edwards Jr. is his football IQ. Another thing is his leadership. Gaddis says that Edwards spends hours watching film. He always has his head down taking notes. Edwards knows how to execute the system with command and allows the staff to get creative. Edwards told me picking the brain of his roommate, defensive back Dante Trader, has made a big difference. Edwards asks what he sees from the other side of the ball, and Trader will tell him how he reads the quarterback, how he determines what Edwards will do, and utilizes that to translate to what he does in game.
Thanks, Kylan. Really good stuff. Billy Edwards faced with another 3rd down here. They've been really successful on 3rd down so far today. That success is going to continue with a nice run from McDonald. Another back in this slew of people they can put in the backfield behind Edwards. To piggyback off Kylan's point, Billy Edwards is also meeting with Coach Loxley, as she mentioned, after practice each day. He gets pressured here and brought down. It in the backfield is Bogle. 2nd and 19, Edwards keeps it, gets hit. Jordan Turner with the tackle, one of the Michigan State captains, transferred from Wisconsin. 3rd down snap, well protected over the middle. They'll have to create some yards after the catch, and it's closed down quickly. Angelo Gross with the initial hit on Ty Felton. That'll shut down this drive for Maryland and force the punt. Brings out Bryce McPherson. 5 of his 6 punts a week ago were down inside of the 20. He's trying to kind of flip the field here. Line drive boot back inside of the 20. Could get another one here to roll down. It will not. Goes into the end zone. Childs goes over the middle. Oh, that was dangerously in and out of the hands of Marsh. Could have nearly been picked off. This is Coach Smith's first Big Ten Conference game as head coach of Michigan State. His offense back out there on what could be a big drive with 5 minutes to go in this opening half. Rain starting to come back down on 3rd and 7. A throw that may have been tipped. Wanted Montori Foster, but the ball was never close. A lot of new faces coming together. Montori Foster is a guy who stayed for Michigan State, 5th-year senior from Cleveland. But right now, the Spartans will kick it back to the Terrapins. And Wisloski watches that roll out of bounds. Plenty of time for both sides if the Spartans were to make a stop, or for Maryland to have a drive down the field here. Knotted up at 14. Out in space on the edge is Felton. Got hit there out on the perimeter. Cal Halliday and Nakai Martinez came out to make the play. You carve out your own path in life, Anthony, as you have done so well. And that's what college football is doing as well. Up the middle goes Nolan Ray. He's been carving out his own path and role in this Maryland offense through Maryland 6 of 8 on 3rd down. And a wildcat formation there. Flags go flying. Wade fell down. Michigan
Ball
State was a
start.
little confused.
Offense, number 0. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
So they go back to their true quarterback here on 3rd and 6. Billy Edwards back on the field. Felton in motion. Edwards with a really good pocket. Flip it out. Trying to work on the perimeter again. Really good tackle out on the edge to stop a potential 1st down. It's the veteran corner, Ed Woods, who transferred from Arizona State, that made the play. Torrey Foster back to return this punt. Bryce McPherson, really good job from the Spartan defense there to buckle down. Clock ticking at 2:35. Spartans with still the 2 timeouts and the, as Anthony mentioned, polarizing 2-minute timeout on the horizon. Foster will fair catch it at about his own 15, about his own 12. Now plenty of time for Aiden Childs and the Spartans offense, but a long field to go. Nate Carter gets bottled up. They've had long fields to go on each of their 2 scoring drives, both of which are 75+ yards and a good chunk of time. 2nd and 10 for Childs. Quick throw. That's been one place where they've had success. The quick throws go to Jerron Glover this time, who had a touchdown catch earlier in the game of 34 yards.
I would throw a controlled pass, Jason Ross.
Your thoughts deserve time, Anthony. They do. 3rd and 3 coming out for the Spartans. Childs still has it. There's a flag that comes out very quickly.
Offside. Defense, number 2, lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty will result in the 1st down.
Guys, players tell me this team has full belief in quarterback Aiden Childs, despite his own frustrations with his Week 1 performance. Running back Kayron Lynch Adams says he texted Childs after that game and told him just to keep his confidence up. Lynch Adams says the players know it's a tough situation for a sophomore to take over an offense with new coaches, new schemes, and new players. Lynch Adams says his teammates are reminding Childs, he's the leader. We need you to come out here and keep pushing.
Pass is incomplete. The mentality was take lessons from last week, let it fuel you, let it motivate you. Really a galvanizing guy, infectious personality. Back to the air again as Montori Foster out of his reach. Good play design, just couldn't quite execute it. Only conference game in the Big Ten this week, Maryland and Michigan State. Childs trying to extend this drive with under 2 minutes to go in the half, and Velling hauled that in, but where do they mark it on the forward progress? That's going to be the question mark. It's right up at the yards again. They're moving the sticks, and it is going to be a 1st down. They needed 10, picked up 10. Spartans don't typically move with a lot of tempo, with time dwindling now. They're going to try to speed it up here. Childs sneaks out of the pocket, improvising. Childs might have to go down here, and he does. Remember, the final 2 minutes, clock will stop with a change reset on a 1st down. Childs rolls out, might have another 1st down here. They do. Montori Foster able to haul it in, gain of 14. Pressure came off the edge. He got it away to Marsh, who had to extend to hold that in. They're going to mark this as a 1st down as well. A gain of 11 this time. Under a minute to go now. Spartans in plus territory. Another quick throw. Another Nick Marsh catch. Up near what could be another 1st down, depending on where they mark it. 35 seconds and ticking. It is not a 1st down, so you see that clock moving. They picked up 9. They'll go to the ground here, try to get the 1st down. Looks like they will with Nate Carter. Clock starts up again, ticking inside of 15 seconds in the half. Pressured from behind and dropped. And now, you got to either get up there, spike it really quickly, or call this timeout. A 55-yarder coming up for Jonathan Kim. Coaching staff told us they feel comfortable from as far as 58. This for the lead. And it is off the mark. There is a flag that came out, though.
Offside.
On the far
Defense,
side of the
22.
field.
5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Trying to send Michigan State to the locker room with the lead is Jonathan Kim. This time, he's got it. And the Spartans on the road as the underdog will take a 3-point slim edge to the locker room in the Big Ten Conference opener for both of these teams. Michigan State set to return this kickoff. Isaiah Johnson on your screen there, back to return with Alante Brown out. He's taken that spot, and he will take this kick out of the end zone. Nice little stutter step, but some good coverage from Maryland, so this drive will start at the 15. Both of these quarterbacks can use their legs. Michigan State had some good clock management down the stretch in the first half. They go to Nate Carter on the opening play of the second half. Chunk plays have been the name of the game dating back to the late stages of that first half. Nate got married in the offseason, big offseason for him, and trying to prove himself this year. His QB Childs, little nifty move there to keep the play alive, then threw it to the sideline, and we'll have a question mark of whether or not that was picked off in bounds. The Maryland sideline thought it was. 3 on the play clock as they make an adjustment on 2nd and 10. K'Ron Lynch-Adams, the back now. Tough to bring down initially, but the Maryland defense swarms. Tommy Aking Basote. Good protection. Maryland only rushes 3. That is caught by Jerron Glover. Where do they mark it? They mark it for a first down. So you needed 10, you pick up 13. Has looked so much more comfortable this week than last week. K'Ron Lynch-Adams had a big run last week. Breaks through the first level this time and gets inside of the 40, down to the 35. He's so tough to bring down when he gets past that initial burst. Man, he's got so much speed after that. Little trickery here. They've worked on this in practice. It is Glover inside of the 30 and down to the 21-yard line. Sets up 1st and 10 from the 21. Why not go to K'Ron Lynch-Adams? Trying to break through the initial contact, couldn't do so this time, and there's a flag that comes out. Ruben Hippolyte made the tackle, one of their leaders at linebacker.
Holding. Offense. Number 66. 10-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. Remains first down.
Now sets him back to 1st and 20. Again, good protection for Childs. Wants the end zone with Masunis, and was that picked off in bounds? Looks like this time it was from Jalen Husky. Aiden Childs being one of them, the captain that followed his head coach from Oregon State to East Lansing. We've seen the good glimpses as well today. The potential, the deep throws have connected at times. They wanted another one, it didn't work out. Now Edwards going to the air, this time himself. Down the sideline, it's hauled in.
Every time where the coverage is tighter, somehow Felton keeps coming up with it.
And now run up the middle for another first down and a big chunk. Everyone around here loves Ty Felton. I had a chance to chat with him earlier this week. His mom, who is from Los Angeles, is a big Kobe Bryant fan, so she sends him motivational Kobe quotes before games. He's got the Mamba mentality today. Roman Hemby goes up the gut there. Quick dart and connects with Shalik Knotts. Trying to find some extra yardage, but this will be 3rd down coming up. Maryland with 5 receivers in this set. Blitz off the edge from Gross, didn't get there. Now Edwards, you wanted to see more of his legs in the second half. He scoots out of bounds, short of the yard to gain. So Howes will come on to try to tie it from 40.
Some movement.
Delay of game.
They're not really pointing at each other, though.
5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Howes is able to put it through. His first from 40 plus this season makes it a 17-17 game. Quick pressure on Childs, goes downfield, was able to extend the play. He wanted Marsh, couldn't connect with him. So for the Spartans now, they try to reset. The flag goes flying after the interception on the last drive.
Offense, number 66, 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
Backed up in front of the Maryland students and band. Childs trying to get out of that territory. Short completion to Glover. Saw Glover go under the tent there. We'll keep an eye on that. Childs steps up, has to go outside again this time on Torrey Foster with the catch. Tackled by Perry Fisher. Childs down the seam, and it is hauled in. We'll see where they mark it. Right up near the yard to gain. It's Velling, who you wanted to see get involved. Whitaker brought him down. Velling a little slow to get up. They're starting tight end.
Injured player on the off.
Right now, their counterparts in the state of Michigan in a battle with Maryland, 17-17. He's back in. They go the direction of the field he was on. Able to target Foster that time, who's had some big plays in this game. Spartans are 7 of 9 on 3rd down today. Been a strong suit in this offense. Childs going to try to run for it. See where they mark him. He needed 9. And at the moment, it appears to be just short by about a yard. So decision time here.
He stretched the football out, but there was more of a chance if he would have taken a big impact to maybe actually move the chains.
So they opt not to go for it. Instead, bring out Ryan Eckley, who's got a huge leg.
Delay of game. Offense, number 96, 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
Braden Wisloski back to return. And that sails over his head into the end zone. Back here in College Park, the site of the first Big Ten Conference game of the season. A little trickery downfield, and that ball is intercepted, but will they call it out of bounds? Martinez had an interception last week.
That was so well defended by that Spartan secondary.
And Octavian Smith throw it. Officials coming together to converse on this last sequence. Martinez thought he had a pick.
Pass interference. Defense, number 0, 15-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. Automatic. 1st down.
Brantley matched up against Prather this time at the top of your screen. Billy Edwards guided this Maryland program to the Music City Bowl victory over Auburn, won the starting job. Now his first Big Ten start really as the guy for this team. And he steps up the middle there, a willing runner. Into the backfield was JT Jordan Turner. Big 3rd and 6 for the Michigan State defense. Edwards trying to extend the drive, gets Felton in space. That's worked out a few times today. Picks up a 1st down out to the 50-yard line. Went over UConn here last week for Maryland. Different challenge today. for Billy Edwards in this offense. The pressure got there for Michigan State. Big Dequan Dowse and Jordan Turner in the backfield. Quick throw out of the edge. A quick hit made in space. That is Charles Brantley. Spartans make a switch out on that edge at the top of the screen. With the linebacker Wayne Matthews in coverage. Edwards goes to the crossing route with Caden Prather. Looks like he has enough to keep this drive going. Prather had 6 catches, 60 yards last week. Another good week for him. More screen work on the outside. He told us we would see quite a bit of this, and could see quite a bit of it throughout the course of the season, trying to set up blocks on the perimeter. But still a challenging schedule nonetheless. But starts today with this Big Ten matchup. Go right into the teeth of the defense. Dequan Dowse there again to try to stand up the running game. Could be the final play of the third quarter if they want it to be. Opt to run it, set up some good blocks, which should be a first down heading into quarter 4. Conference opener, fourth quarter, here we go. Billy Edwards might have a touchdown here. He does. Blown coverage on the back end. Maryland takes advantage and finds the end zone with Dylan Wade. They go to their most athletic tight end to cap off an 80-yard, 10-play drive. Maryland will kick this one away. Aaron Lynch-Adams, watch that hit the end zone. Of every Michigan State offensive drive now, trying to implore their defense to a stop. Childs, deep shot, wants Marsh, he has him in stride! Nick Marsh, the freshman star for Michigan State, creating a name for himself on the fly in his first Big Ten game. Spartans knocking on the door again. Flag before they could even get into the motion there.
False start. Offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Back him up to 1st and 15. Nate Carter held up in the backfield. Right there to make the play was Kellen Wyatt. Childs will step up and go to the ground. So once again, the Maryland defense and the interior looking good. Childs, that ball is available. Who has it? Maryland appears to have possession, and they do. It looked like Michigan State was going to have a chance to do knocking on the red zone door. Dump it off underneath. Good tackle from Cal Halliday, the gloveless linebacker, as his new defensive coordinator, Joe Rossi, who was the DC in Minnesota the last few years, said, we used to joke about you, like, who's this dude with no gloves when we turn on the film? Now he's coaching him. 3rd and 5. Edwards looking tall in the pocket, finds the route over the middle. Another crosser. Those have been really producing.
Rebound, pressure!
Right back to the air, dangerously deflected. Was that intercepted? It was. This has been really fun to open up Big Ten play.
We are not done yet, partner.
Mason Ross Jr., Anthony Herron, Kylan Mills down on the sidelines. Spartans take back over. Maryland defense ready that time. Did you take a cinematography class?
I should have, man. I love movies.
Kayron Lynch-Adams gets dropped there. Childs, 3rd and 7 to the sideline, and that is incomplete. Those are the tiny details that separate, as Kylan described, in what's been a classic Big Ten battle. Maryland nearly got to that. Kim did go down. No flags. This ball is rolling past Wisłowski now very late. A flag came in from the near sideline.
Illegal formation. They're both on the kickers. Illegal formation, decline, personal foul, face mask on the kickers. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick. First down.
Michigan could end up playing a big role down the stretch here in this exciting fourth quarter. Patiently picking through traffic there goes Roman Hemby. Gashing another seam up the middle here, and he will keep it himself. Trying to reverse field, has to slide down. Gonna lose a couple of yards here. Is that an adjustment that you like, Anthony? Led the team in receiving last week, been big again this week, but his QB goes down quickly there. Got it away, but good pressure up the middle. 3rd and 13 here. A big one in this conference opener. Edwards has a target, has a first down into Michigan State territory. Maryland's 5 of their last 5 on 3rd downs. Back to Felton, why not? Trying to work his way through traffic. And if you're Maryland, bare minimum, now you're in field goal range to possibly make it a 2-possession game. Edwards and the Terps thinking about 6. Thanks, Kylan. We'll see what they do on 3rd down here. Up to run it instead of going to Felton from 41. Jack Howes, really important field goal. It is off the mark. He missed it. So still remains a 1-possession game. A lifeline for the Spartans to take back over with under 5 to go, all 3 timeouts, and the 2-minute timeout. Nick Marsh is open downfield. They have him again. Big shot, big play for the freshman. "77 yards they go, and a chance to tie this thriller with the extra point. All-important extra point for Kim. In the blink of an eye, this game is tied.
I'm willing to make my flight. I'm just saying, if I got to stay here for this, why not?
We don't need to make our flights. Watch some Big Ten football. This kick goes out of bounds, though. And that is going to give Maryland some yardage here.
In the end, Billy Edwards has had more control over the full playbook, thrown with more composure. Man, Aiden Childs is talented.
They stretch it out. MSU defense was there and ready. Jordan Turner on the tackle. Edwards across his body this time to Caden Prather. Gets wrapped up and swung down by Malik Spencer. He has operated so well on 3rd down today. The opt to hand it off. Spartan defense was ready. As the clock is ticking, with 2:20 to go in the 4th quarter. Fair catch for Foster. They're going to go to the ground, much like Maryland tried to do, but stopped up. Saw Jonathan Smith, their first-year head coach, on the sideline coaching in his first Big Ten Conference game. His QB that followed him from Oregon State, Aiden Childs, under duress here to the sideline, and that is incomplete as he wanted Antonio Gates. Childs had a good pocket. His receiver got tangled up. He wanted Marsh. Late flag came in.
Pass interference. Defense, number 22. The ball be placed at the spot of the infraction. Automatic. First down.
Childs back to throw again. Good pocket over the middle to Antonio Gates Jr. spinning off tackles. Childs will take off, can use his legs, lowers his shoulder, picks up enough for a first down. Final 2 minutes of each half, clock stops, they reset the chains on a first down. Receiver slipped in Montori Foster, but somehow still made the catch, basically from the seat of his pants for a first down and a gain of 12. They feel comfortable with Jonathan Kim, their kicker from as far as 58. Go back to the air, another completion, another first down with Marsh. He gets out of bounds. The freshman is having a day. A young QB throwing to young receivers, trying to lead a game-winning drive. It is Childs again, brought down. This time as they utilize his legs at the 30-yard line is where they'll mark it. Want this one badly. A loss would sting for either team, given what's ahead down the road. Childs goes opposite side of the fake, has Marsh again. Why not? It just keeps working. They try to sneak it ahead with Childs. Does he have enough for a fresh set of downs here along that right hash? He's just like that. And we'll see here with the official measurement. And the Spartan faithful that traveled, you can hear their voices right now because this will be a first down. Nothing has been guaranteed, though, today. Right when you think something is guaranteed in this game, it isn't. Up the gut, inside of the 20, they continue to run along that right hash. On 2nd and 7, back to Carter, same side. Flag went flying before that run.
Montori Foster at the wing position. Flinched before the snap.
Ball start. Offense, number 3. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Trying to move it along that right side where they want to set up Kim for the potential game winner. One more deep breath for Jonathan Kim before a 37-yarder. He nailed it. Jonathan Kim with 1 second on the clock.
Personal foul on the defense. Number 44 leaping. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
They'll just boot it out so the touchback. Well, here we go. Maryland's last chance. Prather will shovel it back to Felton. Now he reverses backwards onto Edwards. Goes cross field to Hemby. Trying to come up with a Maryland miracle. It is Prather now. Once again, and he gets tripped up by Cal Holiday. Fittingly, it's the experienced linebacker for Michigan State who ends the game, and the underdog Spartans come in under their head coach Jonathan Smith and give him his first Big Ten win in an absolute thriller down to the final second to kick off conference play in College Park.